So as you can see, today we're going to be talking about your good cholesterol. And I thought that this topic was pretty relevant because we do test your HDLs or your good cholesterol during your metabolic screenings that we do. So you should know your numbers if you did screen. You should know your numbers of where you're at with that. So if you are low, today we're going to give you some tips to raise those numbers. Or if you have good cholesterol numbers right now, it's still important to know how to keep those numbers at the optimal level that you're wanting. So first off, what is good cholesterol? Good cholesterol, like I said, is your HDLs, which stands for your high-density lipoprotein. And what these do is it works in your bloodstream like a scavenger or a cleaner. And what it's cleaning out is your bad cholesterol, which is your LDL cholesterol, which stands for low-density lipoprotein. And it removes that bad cholesterol from your bloodstream and takes it to your liver so that it can be excreted from your body. So that being said, having high HDL levels obviously can help you prevent heart disease and different things like that. So to keep your system and your cardiovascular system running at optimal levels, you're going to want to keep your HDLs high. And for men, that's going to be 40 or higher, and for women, that's going to be 50 or higher. And though I will say too, those numbers, that is just the baseline. So ultimately you want to shoot for even higher than 50 or higher than 40. The higher you can get it, the better. So the first tip that I have for you is going to be to adopt a heart-healthy diet. And a heart-healthy diet is going to include plenty of fruits and vegetables. So you're going to be getting all your servings of fresh fruits and vegetables. You're also going to want to choose foods that are high in soluble fiber. These are going to be your whole grains, your oats, cereals, legumes, different things like that. So emphasis on the whole grains, whole wheat, things along those lines. And then you're also going to be wanting to get a lot of healthy fats in your diet, your omega-3 fatty acids, and those are found in fish. They're also found in a few other products, but what you're going to get the highest amount from is going to be your fish, but you can also find them in nuts and avocados, different things like that. So this is called the Mediterranean diet, and this is just a good way to approach a heart-healthy diet. Is by mostly what they do in the Mediterranean is they just eat very whole foods and try and stay away from those processed foods, which is going to be big. Okay, so foods to limit. And like I said, this is going to kind of be your processed foods, but it's also going to be fatty cuts of beef, pork, lamb, and also the skin that's found on poultry products. So it's going to be mainly animal products because saturated fats, which is the fats that are not so healthy for you, are going to be found in larger quantities in animal products. And what these saturated fats do is they raise your LDL levels, which can also lower your HDLs. You also want to try to avoid processed meats like bacon, hot dogs, lunch meat, different stuff like that. And then, as I said, all animal products typically do have high levels of saturated fat. So full fat dairy products are something you want to avoid as well. Dairy products are definitely important in our diet. We need to make sure we're getting our calcium, so you want to stay more towards the low fat dairy products. They don't have to be fat free, but just the lower fat percentages are going to be better for you for sure. You want to also avoid products that are really high in salt or just a high salt diet in general. Salt can put a lot of stress on your cardiovascular system, and your HDLs are a big part of your cardiovascular system. Tropical oils, that's like your coconut oils, those are also going to be high in saturated fats. And then lastly, like I said, your processed foods, so fast foods, fried foods, frozen meals, depending, stuff like that. So, okay. Next tip that I have for you is to get moving, which this means physical activity. Physical activity can help raise your HDLs and, like I said, also lower your LDLs, which is also very important because LDLs are what clog those arteries. So, according to the American Heart Association, we are supposed to get 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity exercise to see the best results for your HDLs, but also for diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, just different things like that. You're going to be wanting to try and get those 150 minutes a week to see the best results in that, which that comes down to about 5 days a week for 30 minutes. The next tip is going to be to avoid tobacco. Smoking and vaping drive down your HDL levels while increasing your risk for heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes. So again, a lot of risk factors in there. But the good news is that when you do quit smoking, just 3 weeks after you quit, you will start to see rises in your HDL levels. So it really doesn't take too long for your body to recover from that. And then if you continue even after 3 weeks, they're obviously going to get better and better. So another way to help with your HDL levels is going to be to manage your blood sugar and blood pressure. But this all does kind of go hand in hand. When you are working on your exercise and working on your diet, that is going to help manage your blood sugar and your blood pressure levels, which will also help your HDL levels. So really the gist to all this and almost everything that we screen for in our metabolic screenings can be improved through a heart-healthy diet and regular exercise. So I think that should be encouraging because that means that all these risk factors are manageable for us without medication and different things like that. So like I said, cholesterol oftentimes does go hand in hand with your blood sugar and high blood pressure levels. And that is all I have for you guys. So a pretty quick one today. Any questions?